Hey everyone, it's Adele and April from JSS Scrap, and we are here with Technique Tuesday. So today we're going to be showing you some of our brand new background stamps, which are absolutely gorgeous. Don't you agree?
Oh, yes, I do.
So are you ready to get started?
I am.
Here we go. All right, so today we decided that we are going to bring in one of our brand new background thin cuts. So this is the hearts background. You could also get this in the background thin cut bundle, which has another 3 of them as well. So you get 4 in that bundle. I just wanted to show you how pretty this is. It is the size of a card base, but it does not have to be used on a card. So we are actually going to be cutting this out in White Daisy. So I just have an extra piece of White Daisy here, and I'm going to run it through our Cut-A-Bug, and then we'll come back to you. All right, so you can see here that I do have the background, and then these are all of the little hearts that you get out of it. So I actually suggest keeping these, especially if you're doing these in colors. Oops, you can see that one's still attached. Especially if you do this in like color cardstock or something like that, like if you do it in a Bluebell glitter paper or something like that, you're going to get all of these gorgeous hearts. I actually have a few samples over here. Let's see if I can pick them up because they're tiny. This is out of one of the other thin cuts. But do you see how pretty these hearts are? They're just little Bluebell hearts. And I didn't have the heart to throw them out. So you can put them in a shaker card or something like that. And that's why we kind of kept those. But the same with, whoops, see what I mean? But the same with these. Like you could totally, if you're cutting these out of a different color cardstock, you know, then they're going to be two-toned on the background. Save some maybe for a shaker card. Or if you're cutting this in white and then you do this in blue or Bluebell or something like that, then you can kind of fill it in with the hearts. We're going to kind of go off of something like that today, but with cardstock and some patterned paper. So let me just push this all to the side. So we've got some extra pieces from our lovely paper pack here, and I'm just going to pull some of them out and we're going to use them. So especially if you have these smaller pieces in your extras, they're really good, especially for like these, because you know, you don't have that much space to fill, and this is why we keep our tiny little scraps. Right, Mom?
That's right.
So
They come in handy.
they really do sometimes. Okay, we're just going to pull out a few of these pieces. There's some really cool things in here, so just trying to grab a few out. So I know this is going to be white on white a little bit here, but I wanted to use, first of all, I have our scissor and I have our Adhesive Runner here because I have the scrap, because this one is the one that has the dots. So if I go over any of those spaces, the dots are going to stay on my scrap paper, and that way I can still use this. I am basically going to try to do it with one pattern first, and then I'm going to fill in other places. So I actually, which one do you like best? I kind of like the yellow gingham. It's really pretty, right? Mm-hmm. So I think I'm just going to do some random hearts in different places with this, which is the back of this. So maybe I'll use this one first. I've got to make sure that they fit in those spaces and you don't want to overlap. So that's why I've got my scissor here. Because if I'm cutting little squares, so this is basically a 1x1. If I'm cutting a few 1x1s, it's actually going to be smaller than that. See how I'm kind of just making sure that this is actually, I should actually have my paper the right way, right? I'm just making sure that this is not going to overlap any of the other spaces. And how I'm doing that is I'm just using my scissor. And now that I have that that's going to fit there perfectly, I can take my runner and just make sure I go over the edges and get that glued. So when I put this down, it's not going to be in any of those spaces. And ta-da! Now we have that heart filled in. And if you find that you get any extra glue on the outside, we do have our rub and remove eraser, which will just pick up some of those small dots if something got caught. So basically, we're just going to do this to the whole entire background with different papers. Okay, so as you can see here, I actually switched over to my non-stick scissor because I found it easier, actually, after doing a few, to glue it first, put the piece down, and then cut after. because when you do that, I don't know, I felt like I had more control over it. And then once again, if I got a little extra glue on there. Also, if you're finding that your scrap is getting too gluey, just erase it with that. But yeah, so what I now did was I actually just took my glue and I put it around the edge, cut a piece that I knew was at least long enough, and then put this down. And now when I pick it up, I can see, okay, it's covering here a little bit. And I moved to my non-stick scissor because I already have the glue down. So if anything gets stuck to it, my non-stick won't stick to it. And then I have the rub and remove to the rescue. All right, so that is basically as far as we are going to go tonight. But as you could see, as I went on, I was able to basically put the hearts down a lot easier because the back was getting crowded. So that way I didn't have to make sure, like, let's say, like here, I didn't have to make sure I cut it around. I could put it down over those other pieces that were already covered. And we left this space because we're also going to do something fun with that on Throw It Together Thursday. But I just wanted to show you how beautiful this background really can be. So many different options, obviously. Once again, as we said before, you can always cut this out in one color and then cut it out again in another and then just flop the hearts if you want, anything like that. You could cut this in a color and just put it on a white background. You can ink the background before you do. You could put it just behind a completely patterned paper, all the same, and maybe just covering one heart, whatever you want. But there's so many different ways, but I really just wanted to show you how beautiful it looks when you actually fill in all those different hearts separately. So I hope that you enjoyed this background thin cut. And once again, yes, it is for a 4.25 by 5.5, 4.25 by 5.5 inch card, but this can also be used in a scrapbooking layout, anything like that. So don't think that it only has to be used on a card base. This would be absolutely gorgeous on a layout or anything like that. So that's Technique Tuesday. And that's Technique Tuesday. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, please do let us know. I hope that you guys loved how this comes out. Once again, it can go on a card. It can go in a layout, a 6 by 6, a 8.5 by 11, a 12 by 12, anything you want. And it can go on a regular card. It could go on a larger card, anything. So it's really, really beautiful. You could probably even cut it down a little bit to put it in a flip flap if you really want to, right? Ooh. And remember, our next virtual weekend is November 20th to the 22nd, so we are super excited about that. We will either send you out a box, which is going to be the $50 plus shipping, or if you are one of our VIP members, you can actually just order this stuff November 1st when we actually tell you the list, because we know what we're ordering now, but we can't tell you yet. It's the stuff that actually comes out November 1st, so once we get that to you, you can order it on your own, and that way you guys earn your 15% credit. Also, if you didn't know, our VIP program is live, so if you would like to join our amazing group already, please do so, or ask us more information. You can also find the link, which I'm going to put below as well, for more information on that. Is there anything I'm forgetting?
I don't think so.
All right. Oh, Make It Mondays. Duh.
Uh-oh.
I'm forgetting that.
You forgot Make It Monday.
So Make It Mondays did start for October, and what we did was we do have a supply list that is on our blog. So if you would like to join for that, go check it out. We have everything that we need, or everything that you need there. And basically, it's every $30 you spend, you're going to get added to one of our classes. So if you want to be added to all four, it's $120 worth of product, but it's anything that you want to order. So if you don't want to order the stuff on the list, that's fine, but just note, then you're going to have to find other things to make your projects with. So that's how we're doing it. And we do have the Google form up as well. So, all right, I guess that's everything. I hope you enjoyed our background thin cuts, and we'll see you next Tuesday. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, I think it's recording. So, ready? You spoke over me.
I spoke over you. Yes, I'm not used to.
Oh, you can't turn the.
All right.
Oh my gosh. You have to can you hold the camera up higher so it's not just leaning on
my
your.
God. No, you made me do the arm workout.
The 20th to the 22nd. I'm correct, right? I think so.
I don't know about that.
How do I stop the recording? Uh-oh. Oh no. Ah! Hold on.